This is the 8th time recording this video. Hey everyone, Matt's Mocs here, and today we're going to be doing a review. That's right, a review. So, what might I be reviewing today? That'll be the Walthers Mainline GP15. Now, this is a neat engine. I got it brand new in box for $60 from Walthers. And, well, we're going to be taking a look at it. This is the CSX GP15. And let's get this opened up. So it's very simple. You pull it open right there. Put the box to the side. Pull the lid off. Like so. Now, we do have an accessories packet. It comes with snow plows. So you can put snow plows on both sides. Let's put that back for now and pull out the engine, which is in this foam brick. It's decently protective for a diesel locomotive. The instructions, of course, are located behind the locomotive. As you can see, Walthers train line, EMD GP15. It tells you how to open up the engine. There's nothing inside, but you need to remove 6 screws in order to take the body off, and then you can cover it in lots of oil. But, simple as that. So we're going to throw that to the side, and we're going to pull this out. Now, the EMD GP15 was built by the Electromotive Corporation in LaGrange, Illinois, between 1976 and 1986. 310 units were built for use in America with 3 class variations. This would come into the form of the GP15I, GP15T, and the GP15AC. These locomotives all featured slight variations, with the GP15I being the standard and the GP15T having a turbocharger. This, of course, stands for 1500 horsepower. The non-turbocharged ones had a 12-cylinder 645, while turbocharged had an 8-cylinder. AC had an AC generator with DC traction motors. Now, of course, they would be sold to various major and small railroads, ending up on the C&O, the Chessie System, Conrail, CSX, Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, Chicago Northwestern, and the Mopac. So quite a bit of these have been built, and of course they now end up on Lisa railroads, and in the case of the Union Pacific, as yard power. The CSX ones were a mix of former Chessie System locomotives, as well as those acquired from the Conrail split. And a couple of these could still be seen today, not on CSX, but rather on different leasing railroads. I decided to choose this engine because one of which would become LTEX 1616, works at the mill in Pocono Summit. Walthers made a very highly detailed locomotive here. As you can see, it does have plastic grab rails. It doesn't have super fine details, but it does have nice trucks, a die-cast chassis, plastic body, which is very high detail, very high paint spec. The horn is a little bent. The top, not really painted how it normally is. This is normally gray up top. No ditch lights, which is more reminiscent to as built, although it does have the marker lights, meaning this is, ironically, the Conrail version of this locomotive, and not the chassis version, which was a T. As you can see, it's a pretty decent looking engine. Very modern, and it'll fit on any modern railroad. What's really impressive is what's under the hood. Dual large flywheel motors, Nice all-wheel pickup, headlights, and I believe is DCC ready. So, I'm going to go put it on the tracks. We're going to film that first, and then I'm going to first show you the disassembly. Here's the locomotive on the test track. I already filmed the running in, so let's see how it's taken apart. Alright, now to look at the mechanism. We're gonna put it in our foam cradle here. Lovely, important tool to have as a model railroader. Let's see how long it takes to open it up. Oh, I don't like these screws. This is the bigger screwdriver. I do have one that's slightly larger, but, you know, I'd rather try to use this because this is the kind that most modelers would have. It is, oh, who made it? Stanley. Oh, this is a weird coupler box. It did not want to come apart. So let's unscrew this. See what I'm doing here. Just pulls out like that. And luckily these are magnetized, so I could just pull them out like that. And on the other side, I do not like these coupler screws. They are just, they're really stiff, and they just don't want to come out. Wow, these boxes are terrible. So that's a point deducted. I will say though, out of the box, I mean, it wasn't the greatest performer because my controller is kind of dookie, but otherwise, I'd say this was a very good runner. All right, let's zoom out a bit. We now lift the body shell off. Let's see what we got in here. So this is how you service it. It is unfortunately not DCC ready like I thought it was going to be, which is a pain, but not a major problem. You can see it does have the headlight. And I do actually have spare parts for these engines. You got a free pull motor, flywheel. Very uniquely, this is the same chassis as used on the GP15. Wait, that's what I'm looking at. The GP9. Wow, it's very late at night when I'm filming these. And then right here is actually where the decoder, or the speaker would go, rather, on these engines. But as you can guess, this is a DC-only locomotive, so it doesn't have one. This also means that if you want to make it DCC, you have to unsolder all the wires and reconnect them onto the new board, which would be a pain in the behind, unless you're someone like me and you have access to 8-pin blocks that have the little push tabs on them. That way you could just, you know, stick it on that way, and you don't have to fuss around with all these wires, except you do have to solder some wires because they are, you know, just that way. Truck, this is very good mechanism. It allows for riding up and down the hills. And yeah, this is a pretty nice engine overall. So now I'm going to put it back together so I could show you more running. Alright, so the engine is now down on the test track, ready for its first performance test. Now, let's start her up. Oh, look at that. It was derailed. Silly me. I must also admit, this track is not clean. but it runs quite smooth. With my ancient controller, let's try to get it to crawl. It buzzes. It does have working front and rear headlights. It does not crawl with this controller. Let's try. Come on. Oh, it does kind of crawl, actually. That's actually pretty good. Literally right out of the box, and it's got yellow headlights on both sides. This is actually quite nice. So, well, for me, I'm now going to take apart the engine. For you, I already did that. Now we're filming the most important test. How does she couple with an engine that doesn't crawl at all? Maybe if the boxcar's knuckle was actually lined up. There we go. Oh, caught. There we go. Oh my god. Oh, whoa, look at that. We got a couple. I don't know if its couplers are too low or if the boxcars are too high. This reefer was provided by my friend. It is custom lettered for a location on his railroad. So, that's why it also doesn't fit the engine that's currently pulling it. But, we can now push this car to the station. Except it doesn't need to go there because that's not where it goes. So we're going to take it back to the other side of town. Except this is just one module of my layout, so I can't actually put it in the siding. But we can test the engine going in the siding on my module layout. Except I am so good at railroading, I just recoupled up to the car that I was supposed to let go of. So let's push that back to the station. Uncouple the car. And take it back. Nice and easy. Alright, now that we're clear of the switch, turn off track power. Pull the switch over. And run into the siding. Let's get that. Nice shot of it going up into the siding. Yes. You witness nothing. So here's it coming back out of the siding. This is a pretty tight siding, not designed for running large diesel locomotives. But it's able to go up there just fine. And come back out, even on this track, which has a very heavily ballast crossing. Let's just pull it through again. And I hit the block. Wow, it didn't even budge those blocks. Yet the hopper car actually hopped the blocks, which is really funny. I say hopper car, I meant reefer. Speaking of reefers, our reefer is still at the station. Let's go grab it. Even the rail, it still can be pulled away by this wonderful engine. And just like that, it is re-railed. Now the agent can give, well, this is supposed to be a 1920s scene, so it doesn't make sense that there is quite a modern locomotive. Let's pull it out of here.